Welcome in. We are back. It is episode 3. We just finished up night 1 of the ACEstore Sweet 16. Heck of a night. We are recording. By the time we are done with this, it will be Thursday, July 9th, and it'll be day 2. So we're going to kind of recap what happened tonight. Look forward to ahead. We got a couple new segments for you all tonight.
Oh my god.
Gosh. Dude, come on. We're trying to monetize this tonight. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First, we got to start with this. I don't know what in the heck this is. We were so close to having a sponsorship with Dave's Hot Chicken, and then this photo emerged tonight. And now that sponsorship's off the table. So, boys, what are we doing? And Bryce, no socks? What's the phrase? Isn't there like no socks, no shoes, no service? What are we doing, boys? So, without further ado, our first sponsor of the night, we've joined Team Wendy's Tendies. Make sure, go and get the tendies from there. We're super excited to have them as a sponsor. The endorsements, the sponsorships just keep lining up for the pod. So, obviously, we're super thrilled about that. And always as a reminder, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're excited. What are you looking at?
Right now.
Yeah, make sure you hit the bell notification as well. We're at 7 subscribers. We're hoping to get to 20 by the end of the week. What are we doing? Oh, hit the subscribe button. I think you're number 8 now. Let's go.
There we go.
So, to start to recap tonight's games, many people said the story of tonight was the women in ACE, and I tend to agree. It was a big night, and we'll talk about that in the recap. Again, there were tons of big-time players tonight. I think I included all the women who had big nights tonight. We got them all here tonight. We got their description. Shout out to the communities that they're going to be going to in their schools. Super excited, and we'll talk about them later on in the podcast, but first want to start to make sure that we mention them. So, first game we're going to talk about is Detroit-Baltimore. 22-11 is the final score. I only got to watch one game tonight. I'm a little selfish. I really wish I could have watched all the games, but I watched the primetime game, and it lived up to the hype, the game of the night. Story of this game, Rachel Sweeney went up against Farrell. Boys, what are we doing?
Jacksonville. Oh,
You should focus on the game tomorrow. Rachel Sweeney goes up against Farrell, and Farrell had a good game, but Rachel Sweeney definitely proved that she should be considered next week for our updated ACE player rankings. She should be considered in the top 5 girls, and I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. I was told she had a lot of points, maybe 10, but the story in that game was that, and because of that, tonight, one of the things we're going to debut is our player of the game for each of the games, and tonight's player of the game is Rachel Sweeney from the Detroit community. So, shout out to her. We're going to focus on the next game. The next game, Atlanta, Miami. This was the one game going into tonight I thought may get away from Miami, and it did. Liam ended up having 20 points, and I will say in Teresa's final game in ACEstore had 12 points. I think it was a legacy game for her. I think she did put the Miami community on the map in this game. I know it was losing effort, but 12 points. She had all 12 points for Miami, and as I first noted, Liam Kemp is going to be our player of the game. He had 20 points. For Atlanta, and they continue to be what are you guys doing? I thought you were recording me.
No, just on Instagram. Watching the live tape.
iPad kids. So he definitely was the player of the game in this one, and they continue to be a community. Again, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I wish I could have watched you tonight, but you decided that you were going to play your game during the primetime game. So you're going to continue to kind of be slept on, but shout out to Atlanta. They continue to advance, and I'm gonna call out one of my roommates, Joe Lutman. I tried to tell you. Actually, no, it was you. You were the one who wanted to pick Philadelphia.
I did.
And Philadelphia loses in the first round. And Atlanta is cruising, and they're on a collision course with Baton Rouge, I think, but we'll get into that later. Third game, Indianapolis, Oakland. This was one, I thought there were 2 possibilities. Either Oakland pulls off the upset, or Peter ends up scoring basically all the points for Indianapolis, and that's what happened. To me, the big storylines from this game, Delaney had 3 points. She had a 3. Peter's going to need that supporting cast if they're going to continue on in the bracket. He ended up having 20 points. So I know the second half, kind of the breakdown. Again, I didn't watch this game, but from what I heard, score half 11-2. Second half, Oakland double teams. Peter, I think he basically got assaulted. I know there was a run-in with
I heard he is going to potentially press charges against Andrew.
I mean, I know there was a run-in with the police last night about O'Rourke's, but I think there was an assault.
I heard he is looking at pressing charges potentially, and that's going to be discussed tomorrow.
But they win the game. To me, the storyline of this
Reggie,
game.
10 points. I mean,
So Andrew, I will say,
Andrew.
Hey,
let me just say a few words about my girl Reggie. I think tonight she proved that she is a top 5 girl in ACEstore.
You think? Who are you dropping out?
I'm probably dropping out.
Do you remember who the 5 are?
Yeah, I'm dropping out Farrell.
Farrell. But what about
Farrell's
Rachel Sweeney?
I think Reggie clears. Reggie's a great player, and again, I think Natalie was underranked. I think Rachel Romero was underranked. But again, Natalie, to me, I think if she plays well tomorrow, and I think she's going to shoot the lights out against San Antonio, I think she's the number 1 hooper for girls in ACE. And I think Rachel Romero proved tonight. Rachel and Natalie, hey, battle for the number 1 hooper in ACE. Best shooters in ACE.
I think you're hating on my girl Sammy. I don't know. I think she's the best hooper, personally. But, again, Teresa scores 12 points for her community. How about you need to rest up? You need to get that boot on. Yeah, enough. We got a guy here who just gets into it with the committee.
Well, we can schedule one. We can schedule one.
Are we focused? Are we ready?
I love you, Pat.
So Pat ends up scoring 2 points. I was saying Andrew doesn't score in the game, but Andrew had the toughest matchup, and I will say he's one, as Shaquille O'Neal would say, Andrew, coming into this tournament, I have to apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. You had a great first round. And obviously tonight was a tough night, but I think you're a good teammate. You realize Reggie was really the matchup that you guys needed to win to have a chance in the game. And I know it didn't work out, but I do think you had a great game. And the player of the game is Peter McDonald. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does going forward. I like the shirt a lot. Dang, dude. Dude, what's in the gray? What's in the gray? We're live, I know. But Peter McDonald had a great game. I think he continues to. Whoa, I just got frame mogged. Oh my gosh. But he had a great game, and we're super excited for him. Shout out, he had a great micro teach in math yesterday. But it was good, and we're working on the highlights right now. We got our crew. We got a lot of people. It's 11:46, and we got a lot of people out here right now. Andrew, anyone happen to have big bandages at this fine hour? Oof. I think he's hurt. Hopefully he can get that. We don't have a Band-Aid company as sponsorship tonight, so you got to figure that out on your own, Andrew. Sorry. And then shout out Catherine. Catherine steps up. Peter's going to need a supporting cast, and we wanted to shout out Catherine McAuliffe for stepping up in this game. Again, she didn't score, but hustle plays, doing what the team needs. She's going to be important if they're going to continue in this tournament. And last but not least, the game of the night. This lived up, in my opinion, to the hype. It wasn't as tight down the end. I think I wish that the score was a little bit closer, but it lived up to the hype. You enter halftime. I believe I have the notes here. I think at halftime it was a 11-8 game, tight game. The story of the game really was Washington, D.C. just could really struggle to score. They had a nice start. Ideen ended up having 4 points, and those were the first 4 points of the game for D.C., and he struggled. I'm just giving my analysis. Story of the game for Pensacola. Sean Killian took a while for him to get going, and Rachel really carried the load. The one that I kind of want to point out, Brennan, 11 rebounds. He had a great game. That is going to be an important player going forward. If they get second chances, they are the most physical team left in the tournament. It was a bit of a bloodbath. And then you look at DC, again, great performance. They just struggled to score the ball outside the paint. Really, that's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day. But they had a great run, and I said I think the winner of this game ends up probably is going to go to the Final Four. I'm not trying to discount San Antonio and New Jose, but I think that's what's going to happen. Kelly had 2 steals. I thought she played great defense on Rachel. They just got her in the pick and roll a lot. And Rachel had a filthy step back tonight. And Sean Killian,
Sorry.
come on.
Sorry.
What were we talking about in class today about hooligans? You definitely got the hooligan thing going. Yeah, hobbits versus hooligans. See, we're locked in Dev Psych. Hey, we have class tomorrow. Y'all need to be doing your reading for that class right now.
We have a reading?
Yeah.
We do?
It's
Yeah.
the last day of the class, right?
Yeah.
Wait, do we supposed to the podcast every day? Every day?
But anyway, Pensacola, big win. At one point, this game was 13-11. Pensacola goes on a run. Sean hit a crazy 3, and it's one of those ones you feel bad for DC, but it is a tip of the cap. It's a great shot, and they end up advancing. And your player of the game is not Sean Killian. It is Rachel Romero, and we're going to have to revisit that next week. Where does she rank? To me, she has to climb up the ranks after tonight. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. She had a phenomenal game, and she's going to be one of the most important players going forward in ACEstore. That brings us to our second sponsor of the night. Many of you are probably familiar with the company, 2 Men in a Truck. We bring you 2 Men in a Chair, Acers who care. If you need to move, for our 33s who are moving to a new placement, they can help you move stuff. They last night went all the way from O'Rourke's to, what's their room number, do we know?
Second floor. No,
Somewhere on the second floor. They're the first 3 doors on the left when you walk on the second floor. Third floor, sorry, I live on the same floor. And then if you ever need somebody moved, that is a bit embarrassing right there. But they're one of our new sponsors that we're super duper glad to have. And obviously, we welcome any new sponsors. Just check them with us. But we're super excited to have them. And yeah. Ooh. And that brings us to my favorite segment that we're adding. Many of you, if you watch, if you're basketball fans, you know the show Inside the NBA, and they have a segment called Gone Fishing for the teams that get eliminated. And that brings us to our new segment. It's not Gone Fishing, it's Gone Planning. These communities, they're back to lesson planning. They may be second years who don't have a lot of class, but they're back to lesson planning in old Remick Commons. So let's look at our 4 communities who are planning. First, we have Washington, D.C. Again, shout out Isabel Guilfoyle. I saw her email today about how we need to have community photos next week. I don't see why we need it. I have a photo right here of this community that can easily go on the ACE page right now. Look at them. They're seated real properly. They look like they just came from practicum or their DPPs. See, that's a nice photo. It's a nice community photo. So that's DC. Any predictions? Who's the next team that's going to be joining us?
Open
You got a 7.
Open going fish.
Next, we have Miami. Miami. And I don't know what that hand gesture Will Harlan is doing, but I don't know what that is. I don't know. AI just has a mind of its own. But again, nice little photo of the community. It's just we're back. We're teachers at the end of the day, and we want to be great. What's the phrase? Making God known, loved, and served to our students, serving our students. And we're going to talk a little bit about the legacy of a great man at the end of the show tonight. Our third community. Oh my gosh. How many gingers are in this community? How many are there in Baltimore? 3? 3. And I'll be honest, when I try to generate this photo, Bryce and Cooper are wearing the same outfit on the ACE website. Look at it. It refused to put 2 different people. I had to finesse the system to get this to be that. But look at them. They're so happy. I've never seen somebody this happy working on the ACE template. Never. Never. This must have been them when they finished their DPP. And again, shout out 32s who got the DPPs done this week. For those who still got to go, keep on pushing through. And our last community. Oh, wait, why is Indianapolis on this? Oh. It happens to the best of us. I'll have to look back there. Oh, I think I just forgot to delete the slide. Ooh, that could be for next time. Sorry, Catherine. Our last community is Oakland, and in this photo, it doesn't look like Andrew needs a Band-Aid, but he does now. And look at them. They are all on their MacBooks, having the time of their life, lesson planning. Yeah, so those are all of our communities. We'll have a few more joining us the next couple days. So, what day is it? It's 11:53. Oh, Peter, can I possibly get in on those bandages? Oof. What's the name of the place you can go? It's not the mental health place. Is St. Liam just mental health?
No, it's no.
St. Liam's? Hopefully it's open.
Rub some butter on it.
So, today, we're going to start talking about the games that are happening tomorrow. There are 3 games happening. Some communities just don't want it enough. Corpus Christi and Austin. Again, load management. You got guys who just don't take it very seriously. But we're going to break down a little bit. I'm going to break down a little bit.
Is there a water bottle over here?
No, brother, I don't know.
Like a red one or not?
No, I'm not seeing one.
Okay, you're all right. You're all right. Thanks.
I'm not seeing one. Huh?
Sponsored by the
Final sponsor lost a phone.
Sponsored by the Siegfried RAs. Thank you for your service. I got the reins tonight. I'll keep the fort safe. Okay? So, first game we're going to talk about is New Jose versus San Antonio. Again, I'm not really going to dive a ton into these games. I'm going to talk about kind of what to look for, players that are important. I do think Ben Milko versus Henry is going to be an interesting dynamic. Obviously, Natalie and Henry is, I think, people are going to be interested. Is it competitive? Is it not? My player to watch is Josh from our math class, and I think he is a really, really interesting player. Had a great micro teach yesterday. I think he's going to be a really interesting player to watch in this game. Hustle. He could give second possessions, and that is going to be the important thing.
Is the battleship going to sink?
Is the battleship going to sink? See, some people don't know how to follow the directions. I did not follow the directions. And, I had 4 separate ships. For people who want reference, I'll draw it real quick. We were supposed to do this. Like, you were given a grid, and your ship was supposed to be 4 circles right next to each other. This is what mine looked like.
Everybody guided follow directions from Mr. Atkins.
I know, that's what mine looked like. Yeah, so no wonder nobody won our game. But I do think he's going to be a really important player. And I'll tell you what, San Antonio could win this game. But I saw Ben Milko as the second best player in Ace. He has a chance to prove that tomorrow. What is so funny? Would you like to share something with the rest of the class?
No. Not ideally.
Dude, you need to get to sleep. You got a game almost today. Our next game we're focusing on is Jacksonville versus Tulsa. This is the one. We had a great crowd tonight. I think a lot of people used SeatGeek, used code stipend to get their tickets tonight. But this one is going to be an interesting one. I think everybody knows why we're going to watch this. We're going to see what happens between Mr. Richards and his son. There he is.
Past your bedtime.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh my! What are we doing? Oh my!
Do we need some? Do we need some analysis about the game?
No, we're not getting it from you. I mean, the storyline is gonna be health of Mr. Jace back here. Can he stay healthy? Does he play? Again, history's being made tomorrow. Everybody talks about LeBron and his son playing together. In Ace, we have never had a father and son play against each other in a game in the actual tournament. And that may or may not happen. It depends on your status. Are you going to play? Do we know your status?
I guess can I announce it here?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, on the pod.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play tomorrow. I'm full go. I feel good. No boot. Yeah, we're prepared to not only win but win handily. I predict a 21-6 win. I think we dominate from start to finish, and yeah, I don't think Tulsa. I don't think they honestly. They're a great team. I think Connor's a great player. I think Steven's a great player, but I just think Aiden's a top. I mean, he had him 6th overall, and I think
Is he going to carry you?
We'll see how the foot responds, but
Is it appropriate for a grown man to be carried by a 33 in ACEstore?
Yeah, and
I don't know if it is.
I don't think it is, and that's not going to happen. We're going to play well, we're going to play hard, and we're going to win.
All right. Well, you're worried about Daddy. I'll tell you who the best the player to watch in this game is. It's my man Steven Barber, the Razor. Do we think is he the best soccer player or one of them? He's one of the best. He is my player to watch. This is a dude who just does not care about his opponent. Actually, he does. He's a really nice guy. I feel like a lot of Canadians are just like really good people, really nice. And that's how he is. But he is a sneaky, just brute on the court. I went up against this guy 2 weeks ago in the round robin, and I got the absolute crap beat out of me by this guy. And he's also the most humble. So it's going to be a real contrast between the humility and humbleness of Tulsa and kind of the arrogance and snottiness of Jacksonville. So I think Steven Barber's the player to watch, and personally, I like Tulsa in this game, whether Jace is healthy, whether he makes it through the whole game or not. And our final game that we're going to talk about. Do you want to give any analysis? You're just working on that. Yeah. Solo showdown. Well, we actually have a live audience here.
I'm not talking to Pat right now.
Dude.
Okay.
Hey, I saw all these messages about bandages. Do you need to go get some bandages?
I was full going the last midnight. I don't know what you've been watching.
You're coming at both Pat and I.
Huh?
You're coming at Pat and I.
I walked by and I caught a load management Hirschberg.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Hey, all I'm saying is, are you gonna play in the soccer game?
He's out late the night before.
Oh, hey, I will not give hate. Joey, you got any? Oh, Joey, we just talked about your game. What do you think tomorrow? How you feeling?
You know, I just hope Jace plays it safe. Would be a shame for him to worsen the injury.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If he gets hurt, Daddy will be there to nurse him.
Exactly that, yeah. That's the main point, right? We've been on this game before. Nothing new.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck. Again, it's actually game day now. It's midnight. So that's how you know it's real. We got people up. Again, we got a group that's just wants it more than their peers right now. Again, if you're sleeping, good for you. Oh gosh, don't be a Dave's Hot Chicken with no shoes on. Ugh. And again, last game of the night we're going to talk about is Twin Cities versus Baton Rouge. I actually think this is going to be a really interesting game. I do like Baton Rouge. They're my pick to win the tournament, but I will tell you, Twin Cities sneaky team in this. Steven Vickers is a beast. He's definitely one up for a most improved player. I like the work that he's put in, but my player to watch is Sammy McCarthy. Again, I had a bunch of people who were here just maybe 20 minutes ago, and they were trying to tell me that she's not even top 3. Again, 32s, I call it how I see it. She's one of the best basketball players. In my opinion, it's between her, Teresa, and Rachel right now. And I don't think it's particularly close, but she's the player to watch tomorrow. And for this one, I'm actually going to give a second player to watch. It's Mr. Will Gerber. I do think he's going to be an interesting player. I think he's motivated. I think he thought maybe he should have been on the top 10 list, and maybe he proves it tomorrow. But those are my players to watch. Again, I like Baton Rouge, but I do think Twin Cities makes it sneaky. But I think the Sammy matchup just makes life extremely difficult. And then you got Thomas, you got Hayden Thomas. Another shout out, phenomenal micro teacher. So it was like a mic drop. It was very good. So it's going to be an interesting game. I don't even know the times for them. We'll put them in the group me, but interesting one. And we're wrapping this up. And we thought there's no better way to wrap this up than honoring a man with just a tremendous legacy. Tonight was the night of Schoenig. It was an emotional night in DeBartolo Hall. You talk about a guy who has just poured his heart into Ace. And I joke a lot on this, but seriously, he's done so much for the program. And I apologize for not being at the ice cream social, but there were just bigger commitments. Sorry, ACEstore is everything. But hopefully it was a great ice cream social. Hopefully there were a lot of Acers. I assume the kids were there, and again, appreciate everything he's done. But it's the last dance. It's not. Yeah, it's not over. It's not over, and we're hoping he shows up to some. Somebody should send this to him. We want John. We would really appreciate if you came to ACEstore. You could be our guest picker. We're trying to get some football. What if our guest pickers for the championship game were CJ Carr and John Schoenig? Can you imagine that panel?
We can make that happen.
I think we make it happen, and I think it would be absolutely legendary. It would be a heck of a way to go out. The Last Dance. I just finished watching that like 2 weeks ago. It's phenomenal. But a heck of a man, and we appreciate all of his leadership, all his stories, and this is one of those cases where it's just we were talking about this about the DC community earlier. It's just you can't replace this guy. It's you just can't replace him, and it's gonna be hopefully for the 33s they respect. They have trouble respecting their elders. I think sometimes, actually quite often, and hopefully they respect this man because he's really poured his life into the program, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I'm not even making a joke. I believe that. Yeah. And the final thing, this is something we're really excited about, is the ACEstore shirt contest. Guys, we probably have 24 hours. Honestly, it might be too late at this point. But we have 24 hours to make it happen. We want you to send in your ACEstore shirt idea, concept. This is kind of the one I came up with on the fly. Again, it's not perfect, but I kind of like what chat came up with. Tournament, united in faith and driven by excellence. And it's one of those nights, just to give you an idea, I have on the shirt. To me, this is just the testament of what we saw tonight. Iron sharpens iron. I think it was just a phenomenal night. But send us in your ACEstore shirt contest. You can email me or myself. You can email Pat. But we got time. I think we could actually make this happen. And it's just about defining legacies, being creative, and luckily I'm surrounded by just great people who get it, who strive to be better every day. And isn't that what ACE is all about at the end of the day? Mm-hmm. But anyway, I think maybe tonight was a little bit. Tonight wasn't as. I'll be honest. I was a little disappointed tonight. I'll be honest. Again, I'm greedy. I wanted to watch all 4 games, but instead, people had to go to bed. I mean, come on. We could be at the ACEstore courts right now watching basketball. Instead, we had to watch the frickin' Vision kids and them take over the courts, and yeah. So I don't know, but it's been a good one, and I don't know. Any closing thoughts from everybody?
Be ready.
Be ready. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting again. I don't know. Honestly, if you want my one prediction, my prediction is I think Corpus Christi and Austin just aren't going to play this week, and they're just going to be eliminated from the tournament. I just don't think they're motivated. I think honestly, I think Austin is, but I think Corpus Christi just, you talk about a community that probably, honestly, the time that was cut into ISEM tonight, I think they really could have used that time. I think that time that was cut from hearing from John and Taylor and Lisbeth, I think that's a community that really needs to do some deep soul searching. And hey,
Covenant creating.
yeah, I think the covenant, maybe committing a little bit more to ACEstore, and I don't know, just there's just some bitterness, what's the quote? If you're gonna come for the king, best not miss the crown. Yeah, SA. Well, I can't. I'm trying. I want to be able to put this on YouTube as child friendly. So, I want to monetize it. Yeah, but yeah, I just think for a community that it's never made it to the Elite Eight, it's a little funny. You're coming at how about you focus on your game tomorrow? Instead of complaining about where you are on the bracket? It's just, I don't know. Hey, what was? Wait, somebody said so. Wait, what was it? Somebody. Oh, it was what John Stott said tonight. I'm just telling it how it is. I love you guys, but you got to lock in. So anyway, I think that's all we're gonna have for tonight. rambling on a little bit, but hey, we're just enjoying the end of Ace summer,
16 days, 15 in.
I know. Think about that. Think about the time. But should be fun. Obviously, we had a bit of a crowd here tonight. We're hoping we get more people to show up. We actually had, we had a few 33s who walked by tonight. But we have some reconciling to do with Dave's Hot Chicken. That upset me because we were really close to having that endorsement, and I honestly could go for some right now. The dining hall food.
Talk about it.
Sheesh. Oh, yeah, that. No, I mean, I appreciate the people that work there. I really do. But it's just this summer.
I think you should work on that Pepto-Bismol sponsorship.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Eddie, honestly, is it Eddie Street? Is it Big Food? Big Food wants us to spend money on Eddie. Maybe we need to do an episode on that. But I think there might be something going on there. But anyway, I don't know if you have any concepts, ideas you want us to look at. Feel free to send it to us. We're looking for some special guests. I mean, they can be big, they can be small, they can be climbing up the ladder. Look at Will Tiller. You talk about a guy. That dude is climbing up the ranks, and we're proud of you. We're really proud of you, and I don't know. So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. I think that's all I have planned. So anyway, as always, make sure hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can hit the notification bell. You're gonna know it's gonna be one of the various messages I put in the group me. But feel free to do that and drop a follow on the Ace Instagram. That just dropped. We're gonna be putting some highlights. When are the highlights gonna drop?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. It was a great night, and think about this. It's just going to get better. This is just the start. There was talk, will the podcast continue during the year? All I'm saying is this. If the podcast continues, Cult of Pedagogy better watch out. We are coming for the freaking crown. But get ready for the pledges next week, AmeriCorps. That I'm really excited for. That's one of my favorite things. So anyway, without further ado, everybody, have a great night. Peace.